What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday, November the 9th, 2025. Oh, man, it was a beautiful, beautiful day of football. I really, 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 really enjoyed it. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with the SEC and the Alabama LSU game. Wow. Beautiful game. Beautiful game. I watched that entire game. Alabama's got to get a running game. They got to find a way to move these guys off the line. And I know LSU got monsters, got beast, but they have got to find a way to move these guys off the line. Going forward, Oklahoma and Auburn, it may or may not be a big problem. But still, they got to. They got two monsters in the back. Jam Miller and that number 4. Man, them two beasts. They have to find a way to get these two guys involved if they want to consider a national championship. They got to find a way. Period, bar none. But LSU working with an interim coach. I think they came out fighting. I think they got some players who's going to play on Sunday. Quite a few, matter of fact. And I'm not an LSU hater. Never have been. I look at LSU as one of Alabama's biggest rivals because of the just pure talent. If you take the top 100 high school recruits, um, a big majority is going up with LSU, Alabama. Period. That's the way it is. At least that's the way it's been for the last 20, 30 years. Moving on to the Georgia Mississippi State game. This was disappointing. Highly, highly disappointing. Um, I did not watch the game. I did follow it on via the Google football thingy, whatever. It don't show your plays; it just show your scores and stats and stuff. And I think Georgia was. I can't remember what the score. It was like 21-7 or something like that. And I'm like, what? I just couldn't believe it. Matter of fact, I got a few notes. Yeah, Mississippi State. At the half, it was 24-7. 24-7 Georgia at the half. And at that point, I was like, you got to be kidding me. What was so special about this game and going into the game? I watched the SEC Network's version of Game Day, and I really wasn't familiar with the dog walk, with the Mississippi State dog walk. I think I've seen it, didn't really pay attention to it years ago. But I saw, about 10, 15 minutes of it yesterday on the SEC Network, and that's beautiful. It reminds me, go back to my old high school on pep rally day. You got students and teachers and fans and parents, you know, um, starting to line up outside the gym. They all in the gym, the band playing the fight song, and we walking through there. Oh my God, that was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And to see these cats get off the bus and walk a quarter of a mile, get to the end of the thing, and touch the Mississippi State Bulldog statue, that's beautiful. That's football. That's pageantry. That's everything about football, man. One of these days, I'm gonna go to Starkville and I'm gonna witness that. I'm not a fan of Mississippi State football or anything else, but I'm gonna go witness that. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's on my bucket list. But the game itself, very disappointing. Um, Another SEC game, Ole Miss and the Citadel. Do I really need to talk about that? The Citadel, I'm a type of guy. I'm an ex jock. I'm a football lover. I don't call any team on this planet, high school, college, or pro, cupcakes. I don't do that. If you put on a helmet and shoulder pads, you're a football player. I don't care who you're playing for. I don't use that term. The Citadel, if I'm not mistaken, Division One AA, FCS as they call it. Hey, listen, they came up, they played the SEC team, they got some change. Them guys went out there and fought. Ole Miss looked pretty damn good. That's enough said. Enough said about that game. Texas A&M and Missouri. I can't even read my own handwriting, but this was a surprise to me. Just like the Georgia Mississippi State game, the Texas A&M Missouri game was a surprise to me. The final score was 38-7, or 38-17. Oh, by the way, Ole Miss to the Citadel final score 49-0. Georgia 41-21. But the Texas A&M Missouri game, I saw Missouri early in the year playing Alabama. I was like, God, these some monsters. Don't really know if you had a lot of guys hurt, or I think the quarterback, the first and second string quarterbacks were hurt, and that may have affected them a little bit. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was surprised. I was highly surprised. Final score 38-17. Um, and that's all I really got in my notes, man. It's just that was a surprising game. I thought it would have been a little bit tighter than that. But listen, it's SEC football. And who said that? In October, November, in the SEC, you start to separate yourselves, and Texas A&M definitely put themselves in the top tier, the top echelon with this win. Auburn, Vandy, what a game! Auburn showed up. They didn't have any quit in them. They showed up, and doggone they got the win. I'm not a fan of Vanderbilt's quarterback. He reminds me of that dude from Texas A&M. Johnny Manziel, and I can't stand that. I can't stand that attitude. I just can't stand him. I will say this: heck of a football player. Heck of a football player. He's a backyard Heisman winner, just like Johnny Manziel, backyard Heisman winner. Um, as far as the game, it went into overtime, and Vandy won 45-38. And they got to give credit to Auburn's offense. They finally woke up after what 11 games. They woke up. But it was a good game. If you liked a lot of offense, I think Pavia had 300 plus passing yards and over 100 yards rushing. I don't like the man, but I love the football player. When it comes to Johnny Manziel, I didn't like the man or the football player. Couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand Johnny Manziel. Pavia, I liked it. Matter of fact, I love the man because I saw him praying. And with me, you put God first, I'm gonna give you credit. Love the man, don't like the football player. Period. Point blank. Um, got Kentucky. Oh my God, I can't read my own handwriting. This is pitiful. Whoever Kentucky play, okay, Florida, Kentucky. Another disappointing game because all year I've said Florida and Auburn, regardless of the score, they got some powerful, powerful talent on defense. And I guess they just woke up and said we really didn't want to play today. That's all I could come up with. Um, is Kentucky good? No, Kentucky's not good whatsoever. Not whatsoever. They're not good. Um, and Florida just basically. Matter of fact, I only have final score. I think I couldn't watch the rest of that game. But I think it was a terrible showing by Florida. And honestly, I think they have given up. I think this season, when they played Georgia, should have won that game. I think they had a lot of fight. And I think after that game, they said, you know what? No, it's not even worth it the rest of the year, man. Not at all. Um, you gotta be kidding me. Penn State, Indiana. Listen, I gotta give Penn State credit for showing up. I didn't watch the game. I've heard a lot of people say they should have won that game. I don't know if that's to be true, but final score 27-24. They showed up, and Indiana's not the number 2 team in the country. It's not. They're not. Texas A&M, in my opinion, is the number 2 team in the country. Alabama's number 3, and Indiana's probably 4 or 5. I think there's 3 teams in SEC that's better than Indiana. Matter of fact, maybe 4. Texas A&M, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, all better than Indiana. But that's why they got this ridiculous 12-team playoff. We'll find out. Ohio State, Purdue, really no competition. 34-10 final score. I didn't watch the game, as I said. But at least it wasn't 100-0. Purdue, they was at home, and they 24-point losses to the number 1 team in the country is, in my opinion, it's not nothing to hang your head for. Wisconsin and Washington. Wow, Washington was ranked, and to lose to Wisconsin. Wow, and Wisconsin's horrible, horrible. Wow. Like I said, this is big boy football. You better come with it every Saturday, or you're gonna end up being like Washington. Let's go and move on to the ACC. Virginia, Wake Forest. Most of these games I didn't have final scores for because I was tied up watching the Bama game. Then I went to bed instead of staying up and doing a little bit of game prep or show prep. But and listen, I'm only human. I worked 12 hours yesterday. I'm tired. I was tired. Georgia Tech, they were open. Clemson, Florida State. This game I've heard a lot of talk about because Dabo Swinney, former Alabama Crimson Tide player, defensive player, and Mike Norvell from Florida State. They're not really liked across college football. They're not really liked. And if I'm not mistaken, Clemson won the game. I don't have a final score, but Clemson beat them. Clemson beat Florida State. Florida State's horrible. I know they beat Alabama first game of the year. It is what it is. But Florida State's horrible. And they got a lot of Bama ex-players out of transfer portal. So I know a lot of Bama people are killing them for that. Because you don't transfer from Bama and go to Florida State. That is what it is. In my notes, I got somewhere where Virginia and Louisville lost. Now, that's important. Because Virginia and Louisville, I don't know if Virginia's in the ACC or not. They don't switch so much, man. I can't keep up with this garbage. But they were in the ACC. Or they may be in the Pac-10 or whatever that is now. But both Louisville and Virginia lose. Louisville. Louisville beat. They beat the top team. Miami. They beat I was at a football game in Clay Chalkville when we heard that news. It was on a Friday night. They beat Miami, and people were like, wow. And I went back and watched that game, and they got a damn good team. But I don't remember. I don't think I got who they lost to. I don't, but they did lose. Virginia beat Florida State. After Florida State beat Bama, everybody's like, you know what? And they were even ranked, and I think they went down to Wake Forest. I got that somewhere, dude. I know I got it somewhere. I think Virginia lost at Wake Forest. Yeah. Virginia lost to Wake Forest. Wow. I've been to Wake Forest. It's four schools in a 200 mile in a 30-mile radius of each other. I think it's Wake Forest, North Carolina State, and one more school, maybe Duke. That's a beautiful area. It's highly liberal. I couldn't live there, but It's beautiful. My God, it's beautiful. Now, I was on the campus of Wake Forest, and I'm like, this is beautiful, man. But like I said, it's liberal. Can't live in a liberal city, liberal state. No way, no how. But moving on, we're gonna wrap this up. I don't have any scores. I don't think. Oh, Texas Tech played Navy, and this stomped Navy. Oh no, Texas Tech played BYU and stomped BYU 29-7. I don't know why I got Navy up here. I don't know why I got Navy up here for some reason, but I think Navy did lose. I got to go back. I got to do a better job of this. But like I said, after you work 12 hours, you come home and watch a couple of college football games for 4 hours. You ain't got. Listen, I'm not getting paid, so I ain't finna sit up until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and do all this crap. But Texas Tech is for real. They are for real. They did something. I might have said this on another show. They did something that in this transfer age is very, very important. They went out and got a lot of guys in the portal from Division II, FCS, and I want to say Division III. I think a quarterback someone's from Division III. Not sure of that, but when you do that, and you are where you are right now, my goodness, you went out and got the top tier FCS Division II, Division III players, the top tier, and they're looking good. They are looking good. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show today. I just want to tell everybody thank you for supporting me. I'll be back Tuesday. I might be even back tomorrow, Monday, for a little pop culture, a little spiritual, and a little political talk. Depending on what's going on out there, I don't know what's going on in the streets. It's been nothing but football for the past 48 hours for me. So, yep. I'll take that back 72 hours. Nothing but football, nothing but positive living, positive eating, positive speaking, and football. But anyway, as always, keep God first. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's what it's all about, baby. Amen.